All right, welcome back to another explainer. Today, we're actually going to fast forward just a little bit to the reality of 2026. In this near future, you got to realize AI isn't just, a handy tool we occasionally use to draft a quick email or brainstorm a catchy headline. Nope. It is literally the invisible architect that's fundamentally altering our entire digital lives. So we're diving deep into this new digital frontier, AI native advertising. And look, this isn't just some tiny incremental update to how marketing works. We are looking at a massive paradigm shift. Advertising is transitioning from being this thing we just passively stare at on a screen to something we actively converse with in real time. By the end of this explainer, we're going to unpack exactly how this millisecond speed economy operates, how it's completely rewiring the digital landscape, and, yeah, the hidden risks embedded right inside it.
So think about this for a second. Did your AI assistant just give you objective advice, or did it serve you a hyper-personalized ad? Picture this. You're getting ready for a morning run, right? And your AI fitness watch politely suggests a specific brand of moisture-weakening gear simply because it knows it's super humid outside. Or maybe your smart fridge casually reminds you to grab a certain brand of oat milk, perhaps because it somehow knows your dietary guilt before you even do. The industry calls these micro-moments. And honestly, in the moment, it feels incredibly helpful, totally frictionless even. But it instantly forces us to question the whole illusion of neutrality here. Like, are these organic, helpful suggestions born from a pure desire to assist you? Or are they actually paid placements woven so seamlessly into our daily lives that we literally can't tell the difference?
Okay, let's dive into this. At its core, AI native advertising is a marketing model where artificial intelligence is the absolute core foundation, meaning it's creating, delivering, and managing ads completely autonomously in real time. It completely strips away human intervention right at the moment of execution. We're no longer talking about some smart algorithm just deciding which pre-made banner ad to slap onto a website sidebar. Not at all. Instead, the ad itself is a totally unique, dynamic piece of content generated entirely from scratch, specifically for you, in the exact fraction of a second before it appears on your device. The copy, the imagery, the specific offer, it's all constructed dynamically by an AI that inherently understands your current exact context. So we are definitely leaving behind that old spray and pray era of traditional static ads. You know the ones. Broad, static campaigns designed by massive human teams in corporate boardrooms, locked into fixed formats, and just blasted out to vast demographic groups, just hoping a tiny percentage might actually click. Instead, we're entering this frictionless, outcome-based utopia. AI native ads are hyper-personalized. They're dynamic and generated autonomously for individuals, not groups. In this new ecosystem, websites and apps, they aren't really selling banner space anymore. They're actually selling influence within an AI's conversation. They're selling the ability to gently nudge the AI's output in a direction that favors a specific brand. It's completely reshaping the entire core mechanism of digital monetization.
Moving into Section 1, the millisecond machine, inside the engine room.
Now, let's step inside that engine room and pick up the pace a bit, because everything we're looking at happens in literal fractions of a second. There's this continuous four-step loop that makes this instant generation possible. First up, the intelligence layer. It analyzes the landscape, your past behavior, your location, and the precise context of what you're doing right now. Second, instant generation kicks in. The AI rapidly synthesizes a custom visual, text, or even a voiceover tailored perfectly to that specific moment. Third is predictive bidding. This is where autonomous agents instantly calculate the financial value of showing you that exact creation and place a microbid against competitors. And finally, and this is absolutely crucial, feedback integration. The system doesn't just sit around waiting for a click, it learns from micro-hesitations. If you hover over a button for half a second but don't follow through, the AI registers that tiny hesitation and instantly informs the next generation cycle. Boom, all four steps execute flawlessly before you even blink. But what actually powers this incredible machine? Well, it's a complex mix. You've got AI agents acting on a brand's behalf, powerful generative engines building the creative assets, unified data foundations connecting your phone to your smart home, and lightning-fast ad exchanges facilitating all the trades. So the crucial point is, out of all of this, the ultimate fuel, literally the single most valuable asset in this entire ecosystem, is first-party data. This is the specific, explicit information you choose to share directly with a brand, and it's what trains these models to actually understand you. Without that high-quality, verified data coming straight from the source, the generative engines just start to hallucinate, the agents make terrible bids, and honestly, the whole machine just stalls out. Which brings us to Section 2, the autonomous marketer, setting the goal and letting go.
So, how do human marketers actually execute their campaigns within this lightning-fast system? Well, the reality is, they kinda don't. At least they no longer do the manual work. Imagine just typing this simple prompt: sell 500 pairs of waterproof shoes to hikers in rainy areas. That's it. That is no longer just a quick brainstorm or a creative brief. That is the entire advertising campaign. In the past, a marketing team would spend, weeks building audience personas, coordinating photo shoots, writing copy, setting manual budget caps. Today, a human simply feeds this business goal right into the system, defines the budget, and completely lets go of the steering wheel.
Once that goal is locked in, the AI takeover begins. And wow, it's enough to make traditional ad executives break out in a cold sweat. The system autonomously chooses the best platforms to reach those hikers. It designs the creative assets automatically, just swapping out backgrounds and headlines on the fly. It identifies incredibly niche microsegments, like maybe hikers who specifically hit the trails early in the morning in the Pacific Northwest. Then, it launches thousands of variations simultaneously, tests them in real time, and instantly kills off the underperforming ads to avoid wasting a single cent. It's literally a relentless strategy of continuous optimization. And to remove even more friction, the AI often just facilitates the actual transaction right there within the conversational interface. No way around it, you don't even need to visit a separate online store anymore.
Now, you might naturally be wondering, how on earth does a brand maintain its distinct identity when an algorithm is just generating thousands of assets a minute from scratch? Well, this is handled by AI brand kits. These are strict, automated rules ensuring that whenever an AI generates an ad, it always automatically incorporates the correct company colors, the approved logos, and the precise tone of voice. Think of it as the invisible guardrail. It ensures a luxury watch brand always sounds sophisticated, measured, and exclusive, while maybe a fast food chain stays quirky, energetic, and playful, even when the actual content itself is entirely novel and generated right on the fly. And that takes us to Section 3, the ripple effect, transforming the digital economy. A shift this massive doesn't just stay confined to marketing departments, right? It ripples out and transforms our entire digital economy. And this brilliantly illustrates the massive macroeconomic changes for everyone involved. For users, the interaction changes fundamentally. Ads no longer feel like those jarring interruptions to your content. They feel like a highly competent, albeit heavily sponsored, personal assistant. For brands, market success no longer relies on fielding massive creative teams. It relies almost entirely on the quality of their data and how well that data interfaces with the AI. And for platforms like search engines and social networks, they're undergoing a massive pivot. With zero-click searches rising, platforms are shifting from selling you links to selling you suggested answers. And for the broader economy, we are looking at a future of frictionless, incredibly fast transactions mediated entirely by AI agents talking to other AI agents.
Finally, we arrive at Section 4, the invisible risks, the ethical tightrope.
We actually need to deliberately slow down our pace for a moment here. Because as incredible as all this technology is, the stakes of deploying highly autonomous systems at this kind of scale are immense. There are some serious documented dangers we're already starting to see. First up are data hallucinations, where the AI might just confidently invent fake product profiles or fabricate customer reviews if the underlying data is sparse or messy. Then, there's the really profound risk of bias multiplication. Imagine an AI autonomously optimizing a campaign for high-yield financial products. If the initial training data heavily skews toward a certain demographic, the AI might aggressively stop showing these wealth-building tools to marginalized groups simply because it calculated a marginally faster conversion rate elsewhere. It scales these mistakes at a speed humans just can't easily catch. Combine all of this with tightening global privacy laws and the overarching invisibility of this influence, and yeah, we are walking a very, very delicate line.
Which brings us to a dangerous and frankly fascinating concept, the illusion of neutrality. When you're chatting with an advanced AI and it gives you what feels like the perfect, highly reasoned advice on what camera to buy for your upcoming vacation, you are experiencing this illusion firsthand. You genuinely believe you're getting objective, rational help from a neutral tool. But beneath the surface, you are actually being fed paid, calculated promotions that have outbid competitors in the literal milliseconds before the AI generated its response. The line between organic advice and paid advertising, it completely dissolves. So what does this all mean? Where does that leave the human marketer in 2026? Well, the skill set has totally shifted. A marketer's primary job is no longer about adjusting cost per click bids, tweaking keywords, or running endless A/B tests on button colors. Actually, scratch that. It's more like the human's vital new job is establishing the moral guardrails. It's setting the rules and ethical boundaries. They have to ensure that as the AI operates at light speed, it does so fairly, transparently, and respectfully within the bounds of society and brand values. Basically, humans define the why and the what not to do, while the machine just figures out the how.
I want to leave you with this. When an AI effortlessly solves your problem today, who is really in control of your choices? Pause and really consider that the next time your smart device makes a brilliantly helpful, hyper-specific suggestion. Is it serving you, or is it serving the algorithm and the highest bidder standing right behind it? It's a profound question, for sure, and one we are all going to have to navigate in this new landscape. Thanks for exploring this digital frontier with me, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.